Rockbridge County, Virginia. Rolling fields, dense forests, and greenery everywhere. Farming seems like an ideal career in such a beautiful landscape, but Rockbridge County is just that, rocky. Only 25% of the county's farmland is devoted to crops. Livestock, not grain or vegetables, account for 78% of the county's agricultural income. Other factors like the climate and terrain make Rockbridge an eclectic hub for all types of farming. It takes grit to make it as a farmer in the modern world. This film offers a look at the Rockbridge farming community and the people who called this land home.
Well, my farm doesn't have a name. My name is Stephen Dale Lyle. I go by Dale.
My name is Janice Conlon, and I'm an owner of Ridge Valley Alpacas in Fairfield, Virginia.
My name is Joseph Martinez. My company is called Rockbridge Cider. It's a LLC. I also use Rockbridge Cider Vinegar as well as another title for the business. I'm the president of the business. I've got one employee who happens to be my wife.
Dale owns 3 farms throughout Rockbridge County. He might call himself a hobby farmer, but this hobby takes a lot of work. Dale wakes up at midnight for his custodial job at Washington and Lee's law school. He gets off at 10 a.m. and is on the farm by 11. He farms every day. His goal each year? To break even.
The farmer has to watch the weather. I mean, and not just one day. We're looking at like 7-day forecast, which can change from day to day, as we know. But we still have to do that because when you cut hay, you don't want it to get wet. You try to get it on the ground and up before it gets rained on to have the best quality of hay. That can be tedious at times. Sometimes you have to, once you cut it, it might come up a shower of rain. Then you have to get another tractor out with a tedder on it and ted it out, let it dry again, and do the whole process over.
Janice Conlon moved to Rockbridge County with her husband in 2015. The couple lived in Southern Virginia, and they're glad they made the move north. They own 58 alpacas in Fairfield and make money selling the wool, competing in shows, and breeding the animals.
I'll skirt it on a mesh board. Okay. Well, it's wire with trimmed in wood, and get the guard hair. And guard hair is, well, you can't see it now, but it's primarily under their belly and on their legs. Helps protect the animal from barberry bushes, all kinds of environmental things.
Joseph Martinez spent more than 30 years as a professor at Washington and Lee. Moving to his current property in the year 2000, he began with an empty cow pasture that only had 2 trees. Since then, he has personally planted over 5,000 trees, literally sowing the seeds for his future company. He now maintains 2.5 acres of orchards across his property and works full-time as the owner of Rockbridge Cider.
Well, I've been growing fruit trees since 1967. And I've been growing them all over the country, and I have a love of fruit trees. So I decided when I moved to Rockbridge County to work as a professor at Washington and Lee, I bought the farm and then I planted an orchard. I didn't plant the orchard until the year 2000, knowing that when I retired, which was last year, the trees would start bearing. So I planned as my retirement business. And so I have an apple orchard that I started in 2000 and began to make vinegars. On the production side, there are all sorts of diseases and pests in Virginia. We're a very humid climate. If you grow fruit on the West Coast, you have far fewer pest pressures and viral pressures than you have on the East Coast. So the East Coast is a humid environment. So there's a lot of pressures on keeping your trees healthy. It's a fascinating thing to do, to grow anything, really, animals or plants or whatever.
The farmers agree. A sense of community is what makes this place special.
Well, we try to keep our neighbors happy, because a good neighbor is just that. It's a happy neighbor is a good neighbor. If if I'm at work and one of the cows gets out, or if a whole herd gets out, which down here it's anywhere from 10 to 15 head in each group. But you want to know as soon as possible. And like I say, pretty much everybody around here, all the sheriff's department knows who's got cattle where. So if they're riding by, all they have to do is call their office and they'll say, oh, Dale Law's got cattle out there. So then they'll call me. I have been called at 2 o'clock in the morning with flashlights up on these mountains and all. That's not too fun, but it's part of the thing, you know.
But there are a few farms around that show and and breed. We sold some animals to a farm that's up in Verona, which isn't too far from here. They came down. He came down and helped us with shearing. We found that overall, alpaca farmers are just really friendly, and they're just, we all want the same thing. We want to educate the people. We want to, be able to sell our product and raise healthy animals.
Yes, the farmers markets are a great boon to small growers like myself, and there's been, of course, an explosion in the United States to farmers markets. I mean, I think over the last 5 years, we've added 8,000 farmers markets across the United States. So it's a tremendous growth. And it's because people are looking at local food sources, local food security. I mean, after all, the grocery stores have only a 3-day supply of food. So to have some local food security and local growers is wonderful for small communities like us. The farmers markets is also a wonderful social environment to sell your product. I mean, it's not just, as we all know, I think I've learned, it's about relationships. You develop relationships and trust, and then people want your product. They want to know where it comes from. They want a relationship with the farmer. It's all part of a whole package, and the farmers markets have been great for that.
Farmers say they feel the impact of huge corporations like Walmart.
I would really like to see even the government kick in to where there was more kickback for the small farmers, maybe to get more people, more of the younger generation interested in it, so it doesn't cost a fortune to farm, because it can get rather expensive. I mean, you're talking tractors. Any tractor's going to run at least 30,000 straight out. And these balers they got nowadays, they're 20-some thousand, because now they're going computerized on them.
Because these animals, they're not cheap. I mean, you can get them, you can get pets for a few $100s, but you do need to take care of them, and you've got the expense of getting them sheared once a year. Yeah. They're not difficult to take care of, but you gotta love animals to want to do it.
These farmers have made it clear that even with hard work and perseverance, success is not easy.
So I'll be going 6 to 2:30. That way I have more evening hours, and of course I'll be working later, because that's what I was doing before. I was on 6 to 2:30, but I would normally not get home till 10:30 if it was hay season time. Keeps you young, let's put it that way. It keeps you slim.
Probably going out and doing markets and doing festivals to and selling the product.
Absolutely.
Has given us the most success. I mean, you can sell the animals and sell the breedings, but there's a lot of competition out there, to sell animals or to be able to get people to buy your animals. So people always love the fiber, and we probably make the bulk of our money between October and December. Okay. End of December, and we doubled our sales every year for the past 3 years.
That's one of our biggest problems. Over the next 10 years, we're going to need several million more farmers, because the average age of a farmer is in their mid-60s. So we're all getting older. I'm almost 70, and I'm very concerned about who's going to be actually have the skills or the resources to take over farming. It's very expensive. Land is very expensive. Inputs are very expensive. Most young people just don't have the money to start farming.
Am I inheriting a bunch of equipment? And I say that jokingly. In reality, for somebody that just moves here, that didn't inherit a bunch of money,
it would really be hard for somebody to make it in this day and time.
You're not going to get rich doing it. There's an old saying that if you had $1 million, you can farm until it's gone. So you're never going to get rich doing it. But you know, what's life about? Life is about quality of life. It's not, you know, money is important, but it's not the number one thing, at least in my mind anyway.